Hi guys, hi there, how are all of you? I hope you all are fine. Well, my name is Yusuf and I'm back on Yusuf Reacts. Well guys, today I'm back again with a very interesting movie review that is there for you people. The movie review that I have for you guys as far as today is concerned is something that is literally, I would say very interesting. And it is something that is a very famous rom-com that's there, and it is a movie that is going to take you back into high school and how the things eventually went along over that particular time. So the movie that we're going to talk about is going to be 10 Things I Hate About You. Now, all in all, if I talk about this particular movie, now this is not that conventional rom-coms that are out there. Means this is a particular kind of a film that has a flair, but it is a different kind of a flair that this movie eventually tends to have. Now, obviously, you would be thinking, what do I mean by that? That it has a different flair. With that particular thing, I mean this thing up, that this movie has a touch of things that are quite different from the usual rom-coms that are there. All in all, if I talk about this particular film, we come across two sisters who are there. Now, both of the sisters that we guys see are the most renowned sisters in high school. One of the sisters is quite famous because of the fact she is, so charming, so pretty, so gorgeous, and like a girl that everyone wants to date. But no one can do that because of the fact that her father has set a particular condition that he does not want them to get into any kind of relationship with any particular person. And the second condition that his father sets is what? The second condition that his father sets is this: if his sister is going to be interested, it means both his daughters are going to be interested, then he'll consider it. So the second one we see as a kind of an individual who really likes to pinpoint bad aspects about men. She does not like men at all, and she just always goes the other way around. Okay, and she's a complete opposite. In simple words, a tomboy who is there, and that's what she is like. And that is the reason why she's so pissing, so annoying that no one even wants to try to hang out or even talk to that particular girl. Even her school teachers, they are also fed up with that particular girl because of the fact that she always promotes feminism and extreme feminism that's there, which eradicates the aspect of men from the society and talk bad about them. So that is what the whole thing eventually tends to move on with. The next thing that we see is what? The next thing that we see is this, that there is a new boy who comes in school. Now he's someone who is very nice, has a nice background, comes from a particular place where his father eventually had served, and that is the reason why he had to switch a lot of schools. Now coming to a school at that particular time, he sees that girl. He falls for her. He really wants this girl in his life, and that is what the most interesting part is. But because of the fact that the condition that remains is this, that the girl who's there that he really likes, the other sister of that girl also needs to go out on a date with someone. Now, eventually he has to figure a plan that how can this thing eventually happen? How can he have that girl and notice him and stuff like that? Over there in this particular school, we even see a guy who is a model, and that guy is only obsessed with himself. Means he's only obsessed with his looks, and he just wants to date girls because he just wants to make love with them, and that's it. Means he just wants to have a one night stand with them, and that's it. He's not interested in anything other than this thing up. Now this is what the whole thing eventually is like, and that is something which is really, really interesting. Now this is how the things eventually tend to go along, and then we see this thing up that eventually there is another boy in school. Now that boy is someone who is a kind of a guy who is really off track. Most of the students consider himself to be imprisoned at a particular time in his life, and he's a complete kind of a hippie and a ruggy kind of a guy, and they don't like him at all because he's really extreme. He does not want to be like the usual ones, and that's how the things eventually go along. Now there comes a particular party that's there, and obviously both the model along with that girl, both of them want to go to that party and have fun with each other. and at the same time the sister of that particular girl is least interested in that party. So now this makes it even more fun for the father, because he's now secure that obviously my both daughters are never going to go together because one of them is least interested in anything. Now they do what? He plans, means the boy who had the newcomer who joined school, he plans this thing up that he puts this thing into the mind of the model that if you pay this particular guy, he can be a very good asset for that. Now eventually he approaches him and he says, you have to set this girl up so I can take his sister out. And he is firstly not interested, but then he gives him $100 and then $200. So they have deals which are there. So because of the fact that money is something that he has handed over, so for that particular purpose he agrees to that thing. Eventually they somehow he's able to convince her and he takes her out, and at the party they all get together and get a chance. Gradually with time, the thing which tends to happen is this, that the boy, the newcomer who initiated this idea and put this thing into the mind of the model, he comes to know that the girl whom he was looking for or who he was interested in, his love interest, was double crossing her. She only wanted to hang out with that model, make out with the model, and that's it. She was never interested in him. With time at that party, certain happenings tend to take place, and during those happenings she realizes that this is not the right guy. Eventually she requests him to drop him home, the newcomer, and eventually in the car he just gets into a conversation. He tells her that why should she even do like that if she was not interested, why did she play with his feelings and so on like that. In the car, after when he reaches her house, she kisses him, and that's their first kiss, and on the basis of that kiss their relationship eventually tends to pop up. On the other way around, we see this thing up that the lady or the second sister of her, she has now totally changed with time because she has also fallen in love with that guy. Now the thing which tends to happen is what, that over here a secret gets revealed. The model was someone that during the 9th grade he had a very physical relationship with that particular girl. They made out and he dumped her, and that is from where she had developed that hatred for men, and that's why she was afraid to even trust anyone in the future again. So that story gets revealed, but eventually the plot or the climax comes up when she comes to know that the guy who she loves has been someone who was playing because he was being paid for that. Now this is something which even adds a bit more into the flair of it. But the thing that is there is what, that it really he had also fallen in love for her, and he eventually did want to date her, and he did want to have a relationship with that lady. At the end of it, we see this thing up that both of them are somehow able to overcome their particular problems. She's very fond of guitars and he gives her a guitar and they make out, and that's how the story eventually tends to move on. So a typical kind of a rom-com that was there. And all in all, if we talk about it, basically the aspects of how things eventually tend to evolve in the young age of teenagers, especially who are in high school, what kinds of differences they have to go through, what kinds of changes that are occurring, this is what this movie eventually tend to target up. And I would say all in all, one of the best. Really interesting, really engaging, very nice thing, acting exceptional. So guys, this is me Yusuf saying goodbye over here. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, you guys need to do that, and you need to do it quick, man. And you have to press the like button, comment on my videos, share my videos as much as you guys can, because your support is something that is extremely important. So this is me Yusuf saying goodbye to you people. Thank you very much for your time, guys. Take care. Bye bye.